yet because I want to know if I can hear myself through this. And even if I can, I just want to make sure I'm setting okay. So right now I'm doing the test, and then I'm going to stop this, and then start again. So who the fuck is this again? Anyway, well, okay, so I can hear myself in the background. That's good. And well, okay, so I can hear myself in the background. That's good. And well, okay, so I can hear myself in the background. That's good. And well, okay, so I can hear myself in the background. That's good. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Okay. It's weird. I can hear myself multiple times, but okay. It's weird. I can hear myself multiple times, but okay. It's weird. I can hear myself. Let's try it with the noise suppression on. Check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. I can still hear myself. Check, check, check. I can still hear myself. Okay, so what if I turn this off? Put this in rest mode. Okay, so what if I turn this off? If I turn this off. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Okay, I have my phone on, so my phone is listening to my phone is listening to my phone. So that's where the noise is coming from. So okay, I have my phone on, so my phone is listening to my phone. So that's where the noise is coming from. So okay, okay. All right, let's try this over again. We're gonna stop the live. And I am live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. Now, usually I have people on here. Now, I did send the link out, but at the same time, I feel like uh, I don't know. Everybody's been busy. And everybody's been having their own stuff, so I just feel like, and plus some of these topics, I feel like only I would like really care about. So, and you will know when I get into them. So this is just me. So I want to, I hope everybody's been doing good. So yeah, I've done these solo shows before. I don't know. I get nervous with the solo shows because usually I'm moderating, and now I'm doing this on my own. But I do have topics. I'm pulling them up right now, and let's let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about because I am a sports guy, and why I'll bring other thing is that a lot of things been happening in the sports where the Heat are still playing. The Boston Celtics are in the finals, and the the Lakers obviously got swept by Jokic and the crew. And I'm gonna tell you this: look, I'm as a person that always calls himself the president and CEO of F LeBron gang that I can even, as watching those games, or at least watching the highlights, because I did watch the games, but I was also working. So watching the highlights, I realized that this just, you ever just have a team where it's just like they're just better, like no matter what you do, and no matter how hard you try, the team is just better. So it's just like you're just gonna have to take your lickers and keep it moving. That's what I felt out with this Denver and Nuggets situation. It's just that they just getting outplayed, and Jokic was giving Anthony Davis the business the whole fucking time. Now, it wasn't even the fact that Davis wasn't playing bad. He was playing well. LeBron was playing well, but Jokic was playing better. Uh, let's say the point, God. When you look at this, there was sometimes where like Jokic would take a three, and Jokic it's weird because like he can't jump high. Like he'll jump as high as the curve or something like that. Stephen A. Smith said that man can barely jump on a curb, and yet he's making these shots and everything's just going in. Sometimes it just be like that. There was one time where when I was in the Navy and I basically was against this old dude, and he's probably played some semi-pro basketball or some shit like that. And like I was playing great defense on him, but he would just hit these shots, and they would just go in. It was just like, what can you do? And there was one time we would just call him his joints out. It was like bank shot, and um, he would bank shot, and it go in. So that's what I look at when I look at the joint. Oh, what up, Clarence? Shining Wolf is in the building. What's good?
Yo, it's good.
Not much. I'm just trying to going over this sports thing. So, how you been?
Working a lot,
Yeah, I know.
looking for a car, and doing my art thing.
Okay. Oh man. I can get to the LeBron shit later. But since you're here, did you catch the PlayStation Showcase?
Yeah, I saw the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. That awesome ass gameplay, Spider-Man 2, and Dragon's
Oh yeah,
Dogma. That was the Souls game
yeah.
before Souls game started.
The Spider Man, I was like, okay, they putting him in a black suit, and I like the fact that he's a little bit more angry, or a little bit more
And
edgy.
he got tentacle attacks everywhere.
Yes, you got killed, and then it's just like the way it started off. It was like with Craven the Hunter. It was
Hmm
just like, oh shit, that's Craven. So it's just like, okay, he's going to be. I know he's going to be like an integral part because he gets to hunt Spider Man.
Yeah.
So
Shit, this is
the
it's a hentai fan's dream.
the gameplay look awesome. It looks so much smooth. Like
It looks a lot more bigger than the last two games,
yeah,
which is good. I didn't expect to be that impressed by it, but I'm pretty impressed by it. I must say.
the web mechanics look really good. It like because that's my favorite part of Spider Man is like swinging through the webs, and the web mechanics look really fucking good. So
And they got the web underneath the armpits, making them glide a little bit. Well, actually,
yeah,
it got them gliding a lot, not just a little bit.
oh yeah, they got glided in a lot. And then Miles Morales, I was like, damn, this is one of the games where it's just like you don't just want to play one of them, you want to play both of them.
Exactly. Well, Miles Morales is as far as like functionality as a combatant, as a character, a fighting character. He is a one of the more superior Spider-Mans because of that bioelectricity.
Yeah,
Yeah, that definitely makes him one of the more interesting Spider-Man copies.
I agree. I agree. I know a lot of people did like 50-50 with Miles Morales, but as far as him as a Spider-Man, I think he's a very dope Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's
And
definitely better than Spider
with
Gwen
his
because Spider Gwen is just another Spider. She's just Spider Man with tits, really. She don't really have anything that interesting about her, especially as far as like being like, say like say if Spider Gwen was a video game character in a game. I don't think
hmm
there'd be much that would make her that more interesting than Peter Parker.
I just thought I thought she could turn invisible. Maybe it was just no, it
No,
was
she
Miles
can't.
Morales.
That's Miles Morales.
2099. It was 2099 that could turn
Yeah, he
invisible.
could too. But yeah, because Spider Gwen was in the game Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3,
Yeah.
and she wasn't really that interesting. The only thing they did really is give her maximum Spider from Marvel vs. Capcom and some type of wreck. What they give? They gave her some other Marvel vs. Capcom looking attack. And but other than that, like she ain't really stick out in between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Miles Morales, I would much rather play Miles Morales in that game than play Spider Gwen.
Well, there you have it. That's it. So, the Dragon's Dogma 2 looked very interesting too. So, I was actually a fan in
Oh, the
that
first
game.
one,
So, yeah, the first
man, that
one.
game was difficult, man. But it was a good game,
It is
especially if it was
difficult.
online. That game would have been real
Yeah.
good if it was online, like the Souls games are online where you could play co-op with another person.
Right. But I had fun with that. I made my character it looked like try to look at like Cammy from Street Fighter, but I made her black. So it's just like I had a black
I did
Cammy.
that. I did something not with Cammy, but I made a black person in Dragon's Dogma the first time too. It was a female. She had red hair. She looked kind of like the woman from Devil May Cry 2 a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You want the red hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I can't remember the name, but I think I know what you're
there
talking
was
about.
like Dark Souls before Dark Souls was a thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I know Devil. Which one was the hardest one? Devil May Cry 3. Which one was so hard that they had to make an easy mode
That's
just
3. That's
so
Devil May Cry 3.
yeah. Yeah, it was Devil May Cry. Now that's if y'all really want to try a difficult game, play that school
The
mode.
original one, not the
Yeah, the
yeah.
original one.
I mean, they got a
So
mode where it could be difficult too, though. So you could play that one
I've
too,
heard
but
of
with
that.
the more difficult mode.
Okay.
Man,
So overall, what you thought about the showcase?
it was good, decent. Dragon's Dogma 2 is, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in that. Um, I wish Dragon Dogma had more races. Like Dragon's Dogma seems to be more of like a human thing, and but it has like the monsters from medieval fantasies and stuff, and Caucasian folk tales and stuff. But it don't have like elves and dwarves and all that shit. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I feel like is missing from Dragon's Dogma. I feel like I make it more interesting, but Metal Gear Solid, Jank. I want to see what that actually looks like, and not just a bunch of cutscenes. Cinematic cutscenes. Um, Spider-Man was good. What else did they show there? They showed something else too.
They showed a bunch of they showed
I'm
a
not
bunch of
really
stuff.
into. I'm not really into the Assassin's Creed one. Not really. Was it like
It was
Arabian? Was it like an Arabian Assassin's Creed or something?
I think it was something like that. I don't that one it didn't have my focus. I know there was a zombie game with the VR. That one kind of looked interesting.
Nice.
That wasn't Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So
Um. hmm. I'm kind of disappointed they ain't show no Wolverine though.
yeah, I think everybody thought that they was gonna show Wolverine there. I was expecting more fighting game content, but I didn't get none of that. So that's kind of like what I was really looking for. The Street Fighter 6 was like stuff you already seen. So
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 about to come out in like a week or so. Like a week.
yeah,
So.
Mm. So I think it was a good showcase. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I feel sorry for E3
Yeah,
because it
E3 is pretty much done.
yeah, it's pretty much done. Like it built up such a legacy, like introducing people to games and like all that other stuff. And like I like seeing that competition where like Sony would come up, they come up with their show, Nintendo come up with their show, and Microsoft they will come with their show, and everybody bring their best stuff.
Hmm.
I feel like that was like the best, the most interesting part of that. And then like now everybody's like, well, fuck that, we're just gonna do our own thing.
Yeah, PlayStation, Nintendo, and who else? There was somebody else that had their own little show too.
Microsoft had their own show. SquareSoft will have their own show. Bethesda will have their own show.
Mm. Yeah, now you get to stream
It,
shit,
yeah, and the
man.
best part about that, because it usually be around the week of my birthday too. So it's just like all my birthday, I get to be excited about video games for like a whole week, and that's gone. I think that's what I'm really doing. It usually come around the week of my birthday.
Mm. Yeah, Nintendo don't got a lot. Speaking of shows, Nintendo don't got really have a lot going on this year outside of uh that Zelda game.
I feel like all they did was focus on Mario and Zelda. And do you have Tears of the Kingdom? Because I don't have a Switch.
Nah,
My
I
little
don't
brother
have.
does, but
Nah, I
because
don't
I've
have it.
heard, because I've heard everybody saying good things about the Switch. I mean, the Tears of the Kingdom. So,
Yeah, they said the joint like that.
uh, since we on video games, what you think about Overwatch 2 not having the PVE and the things that they promised?
I don't play Overwatch, so I don't really have too much thoughts other than like if you say you're gonna deliver something, you should deliver on it. Really simple as that. Like I don't play Overwatch. I never really did. I don't play those type of games really. But yeah, that's like player versus environment, right?
Yeah,
That actually might have got me to want to play it actually for real.
yeah, exactly. That's why a lot of people wanted to play it, but they just scrapped that whole thing. I'm glad it was free to play because if I had to pay for a game that didn't give me nothing, Mass Effect Andromeda, I'd have been pissed. How you gonna give me a DLC pass and then don't put no DLC out? I'm still mad about that. I feel like I need my
Oh, for
money back.
Andromeda,
Yeah,
yeah, that's the joint where I had the jump button,
yeah.
the jump and dash. Yeah, that was the only good idea of that game.
The game is actually not that bad. Even like because I played it like a year later because everybody, for some reason, everybody does that. It's just like after a year later, you just like you just look back on it. It's like, is it really as bad as you think it was? Because I didn't think it was that bad gameplay wise, but the story wise, it did kind of lackluster. But even then, playing it back, it was like it wasn't that bad. But I need my DLC, and I feel like I got robbed out of that. So I think I don't know. I would say it was a good show. It was a very good showcase, but I just missed that competitive spirit about it, and I think a lot of people probably
Yeah,
would agree with that.
Xbox is just done.
Because
I think Xbox ain't really doing shit.
I don't know what the fuck Xbox is doing. It's just like I want to, but do you know what's sad? I want to buy an Xbox Series S, but it's just like, what's the point? They don't have no
You might as well just
games.
you might as well just get a PC for real.
Exactly. That's how I
Almost,
feel.
almost all the games that are coming out for Xbox are coming to PC as well. So it's like, what's the point of really getting an Xbox machine for?
My point exactly, and I mean, other than it's just like, well, if I'm going to get a console, PS5, uh, and it's just it. And then like if all the games I play are on cross platforms, it's just like, well, just get a PS5 or like you said, a PC.
PS5, PC, that's pretty much like, yeah, that's the best way to go.
Yeah, but me, I like fighting games, and I know even though I know Street Fighter and I believe Tekken will come out on PC.
Oh yeah, so I'm
A
about to
lot of
get.
people.
I'm gonna get Street Fighter on PC.
Oh, you getting it on PC? I'm getting it on the
Of
I'm getting it
course,
on
I
the
can do
PS4.
mods and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it on the PS4. So I just want to play it. The beta, not the beta. Yeah, the beta. They couldn't get the beta for the PS4 players, and I was kind of sad. So I was just like I was watching people play it, and it looked fun. And like off camera and earlier, like the mechanics are really good. You might think it's the best Street Fighter.
Yeah,
I think they
I think
felt
it's the
the
best
best.
as far as mechanics go,
Yeah,
gameplay mechanics and
yeah,
smoothness, smooth like fluent fighting. Man, who knows what who people who know how to do the move, all those special techniques and like move canceling and all that stuff. Who knows what the
yeah.
fuck they can do? I haven't seen them play yet, but I'm pretty sure when they start, they probably already got some videos of like the full potential of the gameplay so far. Cause you know they're gonna do patches and update it, so there's
Yeah.
that.
I think that's what the crack beta was, and a lot of people was just it's showing stuff out on the crack beta, just showing what they can do on the crack beta. So you had that, and then even the demo, you could experiment a little bit in the demo with Ryu or Luke. I played a lot of Ryu, so it's just like I wanted to see what it's like. I actually like Ryu, like he feels really strong. So I really like Ryu in this game. So
Yeah, you that
but
nigga.
yeah, Ryu's that nigga. Do you think this has been the best rollout for fighting games in general?
Roll out. Oh, like well, what else we got other than the usual suspects?
I mean, as far as okay, Street Fighter Five didn't have a great rollout.
No, it
All right,
didn't. No,
it did not. Uh,
I feel like this game gonna has a better start
Mortal
off than
Kombat,
that than Street Fighter Five did.
Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 11. It had a good rollout,
Yeah, it did.
but a lot of people was disappointed with the gameplay.
It was it.
If
I thought I wasn't. I thought it was alright. I thought it was pretty good.
I, it wasn't one of my favorites.
Was it the best? No, I don't think so. But I thought it was pretty good though.
It wasn't one of my favorites. Let's just say that it was not one of my favorites, and it just, it was Mortal Kombat has always felt stiff to me. To me, the best game has been MKX, gameplay wise.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Gameplay wise,
The roster was shit
MKX
though.
is
That was like the worst roster though. But the gameplay, yeah, was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
You think the roster was
I
shit?
hate it.
Was it because of the horror? You didn't like the horror
The who?
people, the horror movie people like Jason, Texas Chainsaw Dude.
That wasn't
Who else was it?
10. That was 9. Jason was in 9.
Jason was in 10. Jason Cougar.
Freddy Cougar. Oh yeah, Jason was. Voorhees was in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees was in
No,
there too.
actually, no. I never liked that stuff. I play Mortal Kombat to play mostly Mortal Kombat characters. Like a few guest characters here and there is cool, but when they overdo that shit, it's like, dude, I bought this game to play Mortal Kombat characters. Y'all got a whole lore. Y'all got like a whole universe and lore of characters. And y'all focusing on most of the half the package, half the DLC pack on guest characters from movies and shit that don't even watch that much.
Okay. Materialize there into the chat. What up, B?
How come we doing this so late?
Is it late? No, I
It's like 11 something, probably about be 12 something ish. I don't know what time is it
um
here.
We
No,
moving
it's like
farther,
eleven
farther
fifteen.
back.
15 minutes
I
back.
have no I have no answer to that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But
I don't have an answer to that. So it's like
yeah,
how are you, B?
I'm pretty good. If I like shut down midway through, just no. Sleep took over.
Just, just sleeping
Okay.
in.
Well, I appreciate that you even came in today. So,
Mm.
um, especially since one of these topics, okay, I think I got to bring up the video just to make sure. But it's about Derek Jackson's wife. I don't know. Have you ever heard about that?
Oh, I
That
saw
she
that.
have you seen it?
I didn't watch the podcast that she was on, but I saw the clips.
Okay, so you saw the clip. So, Clarence, did you see the clip, or do I have to bring it up?
I saw a long video about it, not a clip per se, but yeah. It's like I saw the
Okay,
whole
you saw the
podcast when she
long
was
video.
talking about when she was at she had gotten sexual raped when she was 19 or something.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
watch the whole podcast, but it's
I
like
don't know.
almost 2 hours long, and that's
Yeah, I
part
know.
one.
Yeah, I know. It was part one. So, okay. With that being said, and I'm gonna start with you, B, because you, like you said, you might fall asleep, and even though I appreciate you coming in, what did you think about the situation?
Well,
Damn, she already fell asleep.
she must have got cut off or something.
No,
Oh, she's on mute. She on
oh,
mute.
you want me to answer first? What
Yeah,
did I think about it?
yeah,
Um, can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear you.
Um, from the clips I've seen, like it's it's like it's not even crazy because the thing about it is for a woman being cheated on, it does something different to your mental psyche. But I didn't know she went through I didn't know like this was something prior to them even getting married. Like I didn't know that, she was like it was a lot going on prior to even like the marriage. So she's been going through it and was mentally, like less of herself. And she was at a dark space in life. I didn't realize, what she was going through. Um, in the figment of what considered to be or what she assumed or what she wanted it to be so badly to be loved,
To
but
be
that was
loved.
not what it was. So she fell in love with someone, and they love make you do some dumb things, and
That
she
that
wanted
is
to
Crazy.
hold
most
on to
definitely.
him so bad.
Mm. That she did. That she did.
Okay. Um. Is that it, B? I don't want to cut you off. Is that it?
Derek Jackson was talking the whole time. Derek Jackson was talking about men doing this, men doing that, and then he was talking about himself and people like him the whole time.
Exactly.
He
Exactly.
was like, "It's me. I'm niggas."
It's me. I'm niggas.
He was definitely them. And the thing about it is, she held that in. Like, she literally, when I say she gonna ride for the cause, she rode for the cause. Um,
She was a
she
ride or die.
she literally
Literally.
pushed his like, she was like literally his like right hand man. She was at all of his events that he would do. She would have everything prepared, everything ready. She was legit like, it's gonna sound crazy,
Oh,
but you know
really?
how R. Kelly had the person who like used to go pick up the girls and drive them to him and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
you knew he was trash, and you was bringing him to these events, giving us the stigma of what was not trash. Even though I didn't know about his existence prior to, um, I guess the incident where he cheated. Because I really don't be watching these self help men who I don't even know what to call them. Only person I've ever seen was what's his name? Kevin Samuel. Other than that, all these other so-called men that's like teaching the ways or whatever they do, I don't know. I've n- I've not even seen any of them, so I don't know. Whatever he does, like he does the events and stuff like that. She was like pushing his like narrative out to find out he was trash.
A
Yeah,
garbage. The garbage.
I agree with this.
But it
Yo,
could
yo.
also
Clarence,
be because of financial reason. Because regardless, he was making money, and I don't know what she did for a living. I don't know if she worked or if she was just, living off of the income that he was bringing in from all his things that he was doing. So I really I can't speak on why she held him down, even when she was in her like darkest space, where she could have easily broke his like image and stuff and like ruined him.
you're actually, yeah, you're correct. Because like, I don't just so you know, they was together 9 years before they got married. So, and like you said, there was some prior cheating to that she'd on the scene and actually watched because I guess my man like recorded himself fucking other bitches, which is very nar- which is very narcissistic, and she's just like seeing this shit. And Clarence, what you think before I dive in? What's your opinion?
About what about it exactly?
The whole thing, and for what you saw from the podcast, what was your opinion?
I don't know. I felt like she was. I don't know. I think she had liked an idea of him or something. Cause they,
Mm-hmm.
cause they like kind of grew up together, and to an extent, she met him when she was like in her late teens, like 19, 18
Mm-hmm.
something years old. So like,
Yeah.
I think she just kind of like built up a fantasy about him in her head. Like she said, she was a nerdy girl. She was a nerdy girl, awkward girl, and he was like this tall, handsome, chiseled dude was on a football team, and she just kind of like ignored all the red flags and signs and stuff, and now she's where she at now, which is what happens when you ignore all the red flags and all the facts for the fantasies. Your fantasies will never be quenched. If you know who I'm referencing.
I personally, I'm gonna say this. He lost a real one. I don't know anybody that's just going to do stuff like that for you and still ride with you, even through all the bullshit you put that person through. And like all she really did was try to do as much as she could to please you, even to her detriment and to her fault. Where she said, I knew the women's body better than I knew mine. So I feel like right there, that was like an eye opener to a lot of people. And like it doesn't make Derek Jackson look good
Hold
at
on,
all.
wait. I think you're kind of breaking in and out. You said something about the woman's body or something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. She said I knew the women's body better than I knew mine. And I feel like that would right there was an eye opener
From watching
because
the
it's just like
videos.
from watching the
Oh
videos
damn.
and all that stuff. Because she did say like whatever she was doing it, whatever they did, she would do it, or she would try to emulate that, so he wouldn't have to do it with them no more and all that stuff. So he, like I said, she was really a ride or die for a man and some shit like that. And I hate to see that wasted, like so many good qualities of a woman like that wasted
It,
on someone that disrespected her like that. So
it wasn't really a ride or die or anything of that nature. Like you have to have been, I won't say a woman because there's probably men who's been cheated on and been through the same aesthetic that she
You're
has
a little
been through.
muffled.
Oh,
Could you
Yeah,
move a
you're a little
little
muffled.
closer to the mic, please?
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
better.
sound muffled.
Is that better? Say something else.
I don't know what else. So I was saying, can you hear me still? Because I was saying that. Can
Hello?
you hear me?
I can't
You
hear
got
you
cut
now.
off right there. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
got cut off here.
Huh? Can y'all hear me? I
Yeah,
put
I
on.
can hear you.
Now I can.
Okay, I was saying that when she said that, like I don't know, it's not like I can't just say it's just for women who's been cheated on and they understand exactly what she means because there's probably guys who's been cheated on and stuff like that and been with somebody and and done the same things that she done. So I understand exactly what she meant when she said it's because the thing about it is the you don't want to feel like you failed as a partner or you
Yeah.
know
Right.
or to the person that you assume or pretend in your mind that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, right? And so when she's watching the videos of like things that because remember if especially coming in at 19 years old and this is like her first e- everything anything to him he's been living his best life. She said he was a football player. He was like he was popular. And she was like just one of those girls that nobody really notices. Like she's there but you don't really like backtrack and be like who is that.
Right.
So she didn't have those like extreme experiences. um she don't seem like the type that was even wearing weave and like makeup and like going above and beyond all throughout her high school year. So
Oh no,
when
she was nerdy tomboy
yeah, so
for
when
what she was.
she got cheated on or like she truly like was in love with him, like not like in the sense of like she didn't think you know she didn't think she was doing anything wrong that would make him want to go outside. She thought he was satisfied. And then to find out that she probably one day accidentally seen the videos or he showed it to her, and they probably had this conversation or something happened where she saw everything and she was just like, oh, so this is what he likes. And so now she's going outside of her natural personality to accommodate him. And so now she's like looking at these girls, studying these girls, looking at the videos and the type of things he like, now she's really in school, training and teaching herself how to be the best version for him. And in the midst of being the best version for him, she's completely losing herself, completely forgetting who she is. And she's like, to the point she's draining herself. And she don't even realize you're draining yourself trying to keep up with the person that you were never equally yoked with. Because he has a metabolism that is beyond her and she doesn't have that. So they was bound to fail from the beginning.
She ain't got this. She ain't got the yoke.
Yeah. So when she said I was I knew their body more than I knew my own, it's because they were doing something that she was not like she had to learn. She was literally trained in the training period at this point. She wanted to keep him. She didn't want to fail. She wanted to make sure that everything that satisfied him was being met until she finally wakes up. Whenever she finally came to the realization that it doesn't matter, he just don't want like you're just not enough.
Yeah, that's pretty much how
It's
that
a,
goes
it,
right there.
it's a lot of girls that's like that. That's like going above and beyond in relationships for people that they should not be with. And then you know how the saying goes, it don't matter if you suck him from the back, eat him out, take
Mhm.
him shopping, this and
Oh,
that, buy him diamonds, this and that. If he gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. Cause you don't meet every check mark for him. And she didn't meet every check mark for him. It's not that she was ugly. It was just like he just needed something more. And she definitely could not last what he to be the person that he needed. Because you can only be fake for so long before the real you have to reveal itself.
yep.
You
Guess you
know
could
what I
say.
also
I
think
guess you could
about
say she
though?
didn't make the cut.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I also think about though, and maybe and this is just from what I read about the whole thing because they did marriage before they got married. They did a little bit of marriage counseling, but they never finished
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah, and she told him like she knew about all the women that you've been with and like the same thing and then like the reason why I was crying in the closet or was in the closet, it wasn't because of this, it was because of I'm watching you fuck all these chicks and all that other stuff. And he was like, I can't do this no more. And I feel like it really hurt his ego pride. And it's just like but I think it also like opened up something in him that damn, she don't did she still want to be with me? The problem was instead of I should really treat this woman better, it's more or less he's just like, oh, I'm gonna still try to get away with it. I was just trying to, and that like his to me the narcissism and ego really kind of like really trick. What's the word I'm looking for? It started boosting his ego. That's what I'm saying. And then also where she was like, I guess where she had a personal trainer and it was a dude and like he didn't like that, and then he was accusing her of cheating. And what's that called? What's that called? Some type of guilt. It's some type of guilt, like cheater guilt or some shit like that, where like you're the one doing when you're the one doing something bad, but you
They
try to
start
put it on
projecting.
someone
They
else
start
when they're not
projecting
even
what they doing onto you.
projection. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he projected a lot of shit. So and it's just like I think he realized that he's to me that he will always be a piece of shit, and he just like ruined this girl, damn near ruined this girl, and like I guess it's so weird. I don't know. It's really weird seeing that, but it made me feel sorry for her because, like I said, and this for anybody, it's just you don't want to see good qualities like that wasted on a piece of shit. So that's really much I gotta say about. Any last words before we
I
move on to
I
the next topic?
I don't like I don't feel sorry for her at all. And I don't
Why
as a
not?
woman, I don't think I hope and pray that she's not going for the narrative as if like people should feel sorry for her or like she's a victim or something of that nature because she willingly entered into that relationship, stayed in that relationship, um, even found a way to get married into that relationship, was aware of what she was, where she was at or what she was going through. So she was never a victim. He was just trash. That was it. And because her being so young and like believe that this is what love's supposed to look like. I don't know her family history um to make her want to stay into that, but I understand like she was just young and in love. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that you would say you would never go through until you get in a relationship and you find yourself, accepting a lot of
Oh
dumb
shit!
stuff and cheating. Like cheating people, you'd be like, oh, if he cheat on me, I'm running out the door instantly. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. I'm not with it. Well, you can say that, openly, but once it happens to you, that's when you really know if you with it or not. That's when you really know if you can just, leave, or if you have to reevaluate, what's your bottom line. Cuz cheating may not be everybody's bottom line. That may not be the thing that break the camel back.
The humps that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah. But like cuz cheating can be bad for some people. Cheating just is like a mental strain on people, but cheating is not always the last straw. That's definitely not always the last straw. It's certain things that for some odd reason it'd be like the smallest little thing, and you would think cheating would be people's last straw, and it'd be something random.
You ate the last fries.
I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
I see what you're saying. It's
But
like because
I don't.
there were some parts where go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't like the narrative, like, oh, like we should be feeling sad for her, or like, because I don't think she's a weak woman. And I don't want her to be using that, like, try to like spread that narrative so like people can have like a be like, connect to her in guilt, trauma, and stuff like that. Because
Hmm.
there's women who had no choice. Those are people like I feel sad for. The woman who had no choice at all, who was like, arranged into abusive relationship, you know, stuck with a guy out of fear because they had, no family or nothing like that.
Mm.
Okay,
Her living here
I
in
see.
America, she had she
She had
was
a lot of
too public.
outs.
She was too public to be, having us thinking she was just sad and just um like forced, like he was holding her passport hostage. And to find out she was aware of his
Okay,
cheating a bit, like, that's crazy to me. Like, you didn't you got married to a cheater. He was a cheater before you got married. It was not like you got married and then all of a sudden a new personality just woke up out of nowhere.
okay, all right. Um,
Technically, he could say
or
she changed.
oh, she definitely like a little bit more bolder.
No, because before,
Like,
remember, she was going above and beyond to like meet his sexual needs and stuff. And then once they got married, she probably, reverted back to her natural ways. That's what sent him back to left field again.
mm, I guess. What was it? Okay. I will say this: there were times where I was just like, yeah, I don't know anybody that would stay in a relationship this long. And you're if you ever watch the full podcast and like the part one, like you be like, if a man did all this to me, I don't know if I would talk to that man ever again. And like, at any time she could have blew up his brand, but she didn't. So Derrick Jackson, in my opinion, Derrick Jackson got off scot free, but I don't know if he's ever gonna have a career again. With that being said, so
A
So
career in
I'm, I'm
entertainment.
he lost that career a long time ago. He lost that career when the first incident blew up.
oh
Um,
no, he was still no. There was people still riding for Derrick Jackson.
nah, it was
Tell you the
not.
truth.
He was not. He was like that whole when Tasha K exposed him, and they had the whole, he was sleeping with a girl out of his wedding and this and that, and then he had a second incident. Like the way he was prior to that ever happening, he had already lost that by the time he got exposed for cheating on his wife. And yeah, they was trying to like they was trying to fight it, and they would come on the air and try to fix the brand and like make it seem like it was already lost at that point in time.
He had already fucked up.
Mhm.
It was at
And
this
then
point he
he
had.
kept on getting caught, kept on getting caught. It was like one chick after another. They just all started. It's like none of them had NDAs. They was just all putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that now that you brought it up. Yeah, I remember it was like, and he was on a little video holding her hands, trying to explain it or talk about it or something. Remember that?
Yeah. Because one
And
was a
she was
video
hitting on
where
him.
he was in front of the girl he just slept with house trying to make a video to the world, and that was exposed. And I was just like, Lord, that man career gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Kevin Samuel was
Mr.
going up, Derek
Righteous.
Jackson was going down.
Mm, okay. All right. Let's get into another topic. How much do y'all know about the Latino boycott that's going to happen on the 1st of June?
I don't know nothing about that.
The first of what?
I think it's the 1st of June. It's going to be a whole Latino in the state of Florida.
Oh.
What are they boycotting?
Mhm.
Well, Governor Ron DeSantis has been passing on laws that, let's just say, is fucks with the immigrants and the Latino, and it really fucks with the immigrants over here and the Latino community.
No, it
Um,
fucks with just the immigrants, not just the Latino community, just all immigrants in general. But I guess
yeah, but
Latinos feel like it's only messing with them, like they the only immigrants that exist.
the Latinos they riding. So, um, I this article I got here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed legislation to combat illegal immigration, and critics said it could lead to police profiling. I think that's what they're worried about. The law requires employers with 25 or more employees to use the E-Verify system. Hospitals accepting Medicaid must ask parents if they are U.S. citizens and report it to the governor, and it validates
Hmm.
out-of-state driver's license to unauthorized immigrants. So, Moria said many of his employees left the state, and he doesn't know what that means for his business. So basically, on the 1st of June, I think they're going to boycott everything. Like they're going to walk out of jobs. They're not going
That's
to like.
fine.
You don't have a problem with that?
No, because they can walk out their job and go straight to the Census Bureau and apply for citizenship. That's what they need to be doing. Walk out their job and apply for citizenship. Them walking out their job is not is n- it does not affect the government in any shape, form, type of way. Because the
Mm,
thing is, the reason
nah.
why the government is doing this now is just so they can get them to be paying taxes.
Hmm.
That it is solely based off of that. It's not them, oh, because they don't work or this and that. No, it's solely because they hold majority of the work,
The
right?
labor.
The labor. They hold
Hmm.
majority of it, right? And so
Yeah.
these companies are paying them under the table. They have is only what people who have you have 25 or more employees, right? Let's say you have 25 employees and you receive nothing but cash, or you have probably two or three employees that is American citizen, right? That you're documenting that these are the only two or three employees that work for you, but you have a business that has over 200 employees, and taxation is not being paid for 200 employees. It's only being paid for for 3 to 5 employees. So government's like, uh-uh, there's we have these businesses that's we know making crazy amount of money, but I'm not getting no taxes from them. I'm not getting nothing from them. They got all these employees that's undocumented that they don't have social security numbers. So they can't pay taxes. They don't have no form of, anything. So this is their way of, trying to take in the big bucks. It's nothing in regards to, oh, because they need the jobs. No, it's just they ain't getting no money off of these people. And so they feel like this is the only way for me to get some sort of income or some sort of taxation somewhere. And if I have to, like, make it difficult for them and put
They
in people that's American citizens or, US natives that, are authorized to work here, put these people into place to work so we can get taxation. And then that's how it's gotta be. And start charging these companies crazy amount for breaking the law. That's the only reason why they doing that. And all these like immigrants feeling like, oh, they're being attacked. No, it's not them being attacked, but the government is just trying to take more taxation. That's it. We all know that's the case.
All right. I mean, shoot, I do think, but I one thing I will disagree with because I do think it's going to have a dent because if they don't get no stuff in Florida and no, if most of these people that are immigrants is not running their stuff in Florida, that means there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be missing, and it's going to cost not just the state but like a lot of people a lot of
Hmm.
money. Now, with that being said,
It's gonna be hard before it gets easy.
yeah, with that being said, I'm interested. I'm the reason why I'm interested because if something do happens with this and regarding the immigrants, that means that they're ignoring black people on purpose, the way I see it.
Oh, you
Because
mean if black people don't end up getting all these jobs that's about to be wide open?
it's it's not even that. It's like the shit that we done asked for, like even with reparations and other bills that like black communities need help in, and like even with like people finding jobs. Some because a lot of these immigrants they'll take these jobs for like a lower rate and under the table and all that other stuff. So they don't mind doing that. But if
That-
something happens,
we need to stop running with that narrative though that they're getting these jobs for a lower rate.
they
Um,
are.
it's so that's the
No,
no,
they really are.
no, that's not truly the case all the time. There's probably some places, but a lot of these that work in construction, because there's a lot of construction company that pays cash, like in general, and they still are making these. A lot of people are making a lot of these immigrants or people who's undocumented. They're making way more money than some of these people with degrees and stuff that certain jobs that they're working on, like some of these plumbing people undocumented that
hmm
work, they're not making less than somebody who's on that's they're probably making the same amount as somebody who is paying taxes. The problem is there's more taxes being taken from somebody else. So the narrative that, oh, they're working for less amount, that's not true. They're not working in China. They working here in America. These companies are making ridiculous amounts of money. And the thing is they're paying them the same amount because they work hourly just like everybody else. It's just the difference is it's given to them by cash underneath the table. So you don't know exactly, the government don't know what amount that they're being given. Some of them, like I remember when I was living in Homestead and when it was payday for the people who work in like the field that, picks like the strawberries and stuff like that. On paydays, they would come out with crazy amount of cash, like ridiculous amount of money. And then the ones who worked in construction was out of control with it to the point where they had to like literally, because on paydays, like people would try and rob him because I remember Mexico opened his wallet and literally the wallet couldn't even close. So how he getting paid less when his wallet about to overflow, can't even close in his back pocket? So this narrative that they're getting paid less, that's not always the case. Some of them are getting paid in abundance.
I believe they're getting paid less, but they're probably working like overtime and like a bunch of hours. That's because I've seen them like they work a lot, and sometimes they work to a point where some of them barely even come home. So this is why I say, and hell, there's a couple of them up in Maryland like that too. Like they'll work like a couple jobs, and then like some of them they work two or three jobs maybe under the table and all that other stuff, and then some people go into their own company, and then like they'll hire their cousins and all that other stuff. Like
Mm.
I know a couple Latin businesses that's done that before. But the reason why I'm looking, but like I said, the reason why I'm looking at it because if something gets done on here, that means that they're ignoring us as black people. Because there was one TikTok that I don't know if you see, I don't know where I saw this, but it was one TikTok where it was just like they was asking black people to boycott too, and this one black woman said, It was like the black woman said, It was like we warned y'all about the census, and now that he's throwing these laws out, and y'all just don't like them, it's just like don't come to us. We warned y'all about the census. So
I
I'm just
I
seeing
don't think
where
it's
this.
not gonna change in their favor. I can tell you that right now. It's not changing in their favor. Um, it's only gonna get worse for them because what he's asking for and what he's the law he's getting ready to pass or attempting to pass or whatever the situation is not in regards to like um it's not gonna make the government upset by it being passed. It's gonna make them more happy because that just means more money coming into their accounts. So, um, if we think that's gonna be something like if they're gonna get, oh, they're gonna just be giving citizenship to all of them, or they just gonna give they want them to go and get citizenship. They don't mind. They just want to make sure they getting they cut of the check too, or get green cards or get visas.
More people to tax, more money for the government,
Exactly. So for what
especially since
we're
they're saying
asking
that there's a
for,
drought in births.
exactly, because first of all, they said the construction field is about to go up an extra 700 billion, right? So if the construction company is going up 700 billion, we know construction is being done all over the place. They paying about 900 or 9 million for new roads to be built. And if you giving out 9 million and you only getting back 1 million from taxation, something ain't adding up. You like time out. But what we're asking for versus what they want is completely opposite. We just want fair treatment, period. What they want is they want to be continue to work illegally, and not be bothered.
They want the sweet deal.
Exactly. We not asking for the sweet deal. We just want fairness. Like we just tired of the BS as a black collective. Like y'all like our money. Y'all want us, y'all like when we working for y'all and stuff like that. But y'all always, giving us y'all ass to kiss. That's what black people tired of. Where the immigrants are saying, like, I'm not bothering y'all. I'm working. Yeah, I understand you working. That's cool. Nobody's stopping you from working, but we just saying that if I gotta pay taxes, you should be able to pay that too. If if the government needs to know every roundabout of where I'm working at, I feel like they should know what you working at too. If I'm getting a check and $120 is getting removed from my check and we both making the same amount, I feel like something should be removed from yours too. That's all that's being happening right now. That's not the same stuff. We working for pennies. Black people are working for pennies.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and asking and begging to be treated fairly, to continue to get pennies.
And then be asked to do the most for pennies.
Exactly.
Do
So
back
no.
breaking, do back breaking work for $12 an hour for 15, $16 an hour. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
Mm. So,
So I hope
any
they
last?
do they do their little boycott, whatever, whatever. Stay as long as they
it's
need to stay. They need to start opening up some positions. Um, if they getting ready to go to the little visa office to go get a visa, if if the state of Florida wanna or the government wants to expedite these visas so they can work, I'll be happy with that. But I'm not feeling bad for them, for the law finally doing their damn job.
Mm. Okay,
Just
so
'cause
you don't think this boycott's going to affect anything?
it's gonna affect a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it has to get hard to get better. That means it's gonna suck in the beginning half, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of people leaving jobs. But the same way a lot of people leaving jobs, I hope a lot of people move into jobs because when I look at the census, I don't know if undocumented workers is being counted for employment rate.
Okay, we can only see. Any last words before we move on to our final topic? I guess. Yeah. Final. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
mm-mm.
All right. So I think is the Little Mermaid out? It's not till Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's out.
Okay, because I've been getting confused because I think it's out till it debuts on Saturday. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of the critics and a lot of the ratings before, and without spoilers, but it seems like a lot of things has been like switched up about it. They like changed a lot of things to where they changed the lyrics to "Kiss the Girl." They done changed like people had problems with Sebastian, and it seems like the movie is going to be dead or arrival, but it's also going to like still at least produce. I think they say 1 billion, or like they're projected to make 1 billion.
Mm,
So
They think it's
what
gonna
is
make a bill, but then they don't know yet. So I think it's because of the
yeah.
brand name Disney and then being a Little Mermaid that they think it's gonna make a lot of money just based off of that, which it
So do
might.
you think that this is going to get the Velma treatment, where it's just like, even
Watch
though
hate
people hate it, like
hate
yeah, watch
watching it.
hate. You think a lot of people will watch hate?
Possibly. I really don't really plan on seeing it to be honest with you. But it might a lot. Some people might watch hate it. I know that
I don't think
review. I
I
know that
don't.
reviewers will, but as far as like the general public, I don't know. I don't know.
Because
I don't really talk to a lot of normal people that go watch movies like that. I haven't heard anybody talking about going to see it. The movie goers I do know.
mm. Uh, uh,
go ahead, B.
do you think it's gonna make a? I don't know. I know I'm
I don't.
probably gonna go watch it. I'm not sure, but I want to watch it because I want to support Haley and stuff like that. Even though that whole people was upset because it was a black girl, so I want to like low key support her and everything like that. But honest, I don't think I'm.
It's that you feel it different, don't you?
Yeah, like I'm just not really into the mermaid. Like I want to
I'm
support her
not.
because she's black. But I'm just not like I just don't want like I want to go watch The Color Purple more than I want to go
Well,
watch Little Mermaid.
I just seen
I'm
the
like,
trailer.
I don't think you really need to support her because she's black. 'Cause there's like black characters and black leads in movies all over the
No,
place
because
now.
remember the whole there was like a massive like uproar amongst like all
Yeah,
like
because they
it
gender,
was
they race swapping everybody all the time.
yeah, like
People getting tired of it.
it was like the white media of like moviegoers or whatever, whatever, like make this big
It
deal.
was it
And there
was
was
it
like
was it was black folks too. I saw some black folks like really. Yeah, they was like really.
yeah, there was no it was like, oh, why is the Little Mermaid black? Why it has to be a black girl? Like
Yeah,
she's not
yeah. I saw
like
there was some. I was just saying that there's black folks that was saying that too.
mm, that was some weirdo black folks.
Mhm.
Cause
I was
I
saying
think
that.
she
I
did
was
a
saying. I
bad
was saying that.
job.
I was saying that shit too because I was like, this is not the character. The Little Mermaid is some blonde European chick married a European prince, and they always fit putting these black girls or black people with these white people on TV. That's just
I
another.
never
She's the
I never
only
seen the Little Mermaid
white.
as a blonde hair. I thought she was always a redhead.
Well, she was blonde, red. Original story, she was actually had black hair, but
Mm.
either way, she was white, Danish tail, white. They done made this movie with the Queen of England, and she's black. I'm like, that takes some what they call it, disbelief when you gotta just acknowledge that this isn't real or this isn't realistic.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Little Mermaid is not necessarily unrealistic because she in the water. She could be anything. She could,
Mhm.
and she's a monster too at that. So
Mhm.
even though her father is also white in the movie, and
Hmm.
she's like the only black person in the whole movie, other than the crab, I guess, because the crab is a Jamaican dude or Jamaican sounding guy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Man, this is just dumb. It's not even the atmosphere for it's not even really an atmosphere for that for real. Like certain movies got an atmosphere where you could do that and get away with it. That movie, it don't really have the atmosphere. You gotta suspend any type of like suspend disbelief or whatever they call it
Hmm.
for that movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. Suspend disbelief or
Yeah.
some shit like that. So, uh, shit. I I mean, I'm with you, B. Like I feel indifferent as well. Like the black side of me wants to support it because of the black Halle Bailey, and me personally, all the hate that she's been getting, I don't think is that warranted. I can
Yeah.
understand you. I can understand you don't want Ariel to be black. You to be the redhead because as someone that personally said if it was up to me, I'd have made Ariel redheaded ginger instead of a black woman. I done said that.
Mhm.
Just so we don't have to go through all this bullshit. But this it did open up a lot of people have a lot of racist takes to it, and then it was just this is when a lot of people start using the term woke so much that it started
But it is
getting
woke.
on my
There's so much
nerves.
woke shit in that movie outside of her race, though. Like I can go down the laundry list. They took Kiss the Girl out. Oop, what's the fuck? Oh, this is my earbud. I thought that was something else. But yeah, they took Kiss the Girl out because they wanted to trigger any consent arguments and shit. They took that out of the song. They took the scene where Prince Eric drives the boat into Ursula because they wanted Little Mermaid to like save herself and they or save him or like do like some like gender reversal stuff. There's a lot of like they have a list like you can actually go look it up. They got a list of things that they changed based off of gender politics, feminist theory, and shit like that. So yeah, I think woke is an accurate term. We are
I don't
talking
consider.
about Holly. We are
I
talking
don't.
about Hollywood.
I don't. I just maybe it's just me. I don't really consider that woke. Like I never considered feminism as woke. Maybe it's just me. Now, if you would have said it was some feminist rhetoric in there, I would definitely agree with you.
Feminine, college age feminists with pink and purple hair talking about changing societal expectations and shit.
I don't really
Sounds
consider
pretty.
that
I
Sounds
woke.
like
I don't.
some woke finger snapping poetry club stuff to me. A lot of stuff they be talking about.
when
I
I
don't.
saw her get selected for, I didn't think it was like woke. I thought she got selected because you have to audition for it, and so I felt like she probably. Cause I've seen her act before in several other movies, and she's really talented. And
I'm
she
sure
she
she
has like
is.
she does have like a very clean image, and she's always had a clean image. So I was like, I can understand why they selected her.
I
I could
I
see it.
thought it was. I thought because since Beyonce was on
Yeah, she
Lion
sings
King,
real good, but this ain't the first time they do it. It ain't gonna be the last. It's a systematic thing. It's a
uh,
systematic thing that Hollywood's doing across all those things that I was talking about. It's not a coincidence. It's actually expected. I expect them to do it in a lot of things. Matter of fact, if they pick a cat, if they make a casting for a character and the character actually looks like they supposed to look, then I'll get surprised more about that than them looking different. And if they change narratives to
uh,
fit more political correctness, or if you want to call it political correctness instead of calling it woke, you can do that. But
I would rather you say political correctness because I feel like that's more of an accurate term. Because I don't consider feminism as being woke. I just consider feminism as feminism. But I mean, even with the way she got the in my theory is that because Beyonce manages the girls, if I'm correct, she manages Chloe and Halle. They're under Beyonce. And since Beyonce did the Lion King and her as Nala and did the soundtrack, I feel like she was able to get one of them into another Disney movie, which is The Little Mermaid. So I feel like that was probably like some type of backwards deal. That's my theory. I don't have nothing to prove on it, but I feel like that's what it really happened.
That could be
That's
that could
what
be it too.
yeah. And if it's that, I don't consider that woke. I could consider that as a Beyonce helping her peoples out.
Hmm.
That's just helping. That's just helping the peoples out.
no,
But
well, that's not woke because it's voice acting. There's no physical person on the movie.
yeah, but the fact that Beyonce was in the Lion King and she did the soundtrack, and they know like putting Beyonce on that, a lot of people's going to gravitate to that. So I feel like Beyonce would have
It,
that pull. Just like, okay, if you want me,
yeah, but there's
one of
nothing
my
political
artists got to
correct
be.
about that though.
No, that's not to me. That's not politically correct. That's just her looking after her artist.
Mhm.
That's that's the that's the theory I'm going for. I don't I don't feel like the whole now the kiss the girl shit like that's all that happened after. I feel like that's just being political correctness and like and obviously that's never worked. Why would you change something? And even then, like the song is really harmless. It's just like just making it more.
They changed the Ursula song too about her just needing her voice and body language and shit to get the prince's attention.
Yeah,
Yeah, they changed that.
I think
They
that's
changed a
just.
lot of little things like that.
I believe that's just being stupid.
They did a lot.
It's
They did
like
a lot
when
of that in
I
that movie.
watched.
That's what I said. Like, there's a lot of things about this movie that is politically correct, social justice stuff. That's Hollywood. That's
Yeah,
how they do now. Like, it's rare. It's rare when they don't do that now. There's no
I don't.
surprise.
I pretty. I'm. I don't know why they keep doing it because obviously it's not working. and it hasn't worked for all any of your Disney movies, and yet they're still trying to push it, which is probably why there's a writer's strike right now. So
Yeah,
in
that and they actually get an incentive to do that. They get paid to do that by this organization. I got to send you an article about it,
okay,
so
so
you get the extra details. But yeah, they get paid by this organization to put those messages in the movie because it's about pushing an agenda. It's more than it's about money at this point for them. That's why they're doing it in video games too. You ain't
yeah,
watched that? Oh yeah, you ain't watched that Dove joint that I sent you, did you?
I actually I actually did that, and
Yeah,
we could talk about it here because I think it kind of goes two and two. That
yeah,
was a
it's the
stupid
same
ass
shit.
commercial.
Just in
It
video
was
games, it's
a
just
very
the same thing. Yeah,
yeah, the commercial was very stupid, and I'm not saying that because it was a big girl in there, but it was just like, who really asked for this? It's just like,
and then they had a joint. You on their website, they had an albino handicap chick in the game. I'm like, who wants to play a black albino handicap chick in the wheelchair? Like, what type of shit is this?
I don't know, but it's just like I understand
Who
that
thinks about this
we're
stuff?
more.
I need a black albino handicap disabled person in my video game, in my
Yeah,
action shooter game. I'm like, what?
yeah, I understand. It's like we're more inclusive now, and I get it that like the world is going to be more inclusive. There's some things that we're just going to have to accept, but but at the same time, it's just like obviously it's not working,
Mm,
and like I don't know who's stubborn enough to say let's keep going on with this when it's just not working. And like if Mario is damn near it grossed $1 billion now without doing all that quote unquote woke shit.
that's because
And
Japan knows how to market. They know character. They know character design. They know abstract art. They use a lot of abstract art in their shit. The one thing I'm getting tired of, and a lot of people are getting tired of, is using the generic ass assets whenever they make a game. They use the same fucking assets and everything.
mm-hmm,
And the world's beginning to look kind of the same. There's no real creativity in it. It's like by the numbers.
yeah. So I'm gonna
And then they
yeah. So I'm
intentionally
gonna
and then they intentionally make characters look unappealing for what reason? I don't know. I
you
guess
mean
they
like
try to do a self insert of what they look like or what they think that people want to see.
oh you mean like the whole Horizon shit where
Oh, when they made her look worse in the second game.
yeah when they made her look worse in the second game and it's just like, okay. Yeah. But a
Yeah,
lot of people
stuff
was
like that. But yeah,
yeah, but a lot of people was like, so what? So they just let that slide. So it's like
that's because they consumers and they're waiting to consume next product.
I don't even think they bought the game like that because I don't know if it was really. I mean, it's probably a good game, but I don't
They
think a
say the
lot of
same
people
thing
bought
with
it.
Laura Croft, but the Laura Croft character is definitely a big downgrade from her original self.
Yeah, that is true. She's
I
more of
mean,
a
for one, she's not a gymnast or acrobatic anymore. She's just a regular ass girl out of college, firing a gun around, stumbling around. She don't have none of the swag, none of the finesse, none of the attitude, which was very playful and entertaining.
right.
And she's not hot. Don't wield dual pistols, which was cool. That's why Deadpool do it. That's why they got Deadpool doing because it's cool. It's fun, playful.
Yeah,
They just turned into another generic ass shooting game product, like most other PlayStation modern shooting games.
true. So I mean back to Little Mermaid though. I want I just hope
And
that
she
it's
looks
decent.
generic. And
Well,
Laura Croft in the remakes looks generic. And they
oh,
take it and they're gonna make it even worse with that Dove commercial.
right, and right, and plus, like even then, like you got a lot of games are going to like create a player basis, so you can create your player like however you want. So, like you don't
Yeah,
like
but
that shit is like unnecessary.
creative characters don't necessarily create big fandoms. If you look at most of the stuff that actually people actually really pay attention to, as far as like fandom base and long, drawn out series, is stuff that has characters that
What
are
about
their
Mass
own
Effect?
character. What about who?
What about Mass Effect? Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect don't get that much stuff. Like how many busts and like
Mass Effect,
toys and
you
no,
can
no, I'm
create
saying
whatever.
like how big like if you compare Street Fighter's fan base to Mass Effect, Street Fighters is way bigger.
Oh yeah, it's been out
And
longer.
even still in Mass Effect they do have characters. It's just not the lead character. They have characters that aren't the lead character that are characters that they reuse over and over again, and they have like figures and stuff of. It's just not the lead, so it's still characters even in that one. But even still, Mass Effect isn't as big as something like Mario, Sonic, Zelda, Street Fighter, stuff like that. Even Tekken.
Right.
It does not sell as much as Zelda. Not much does. Out, not even Pokemon. I don't even think Pokemon sells as much as Zelda do.
Pokemon sells a lot.
But not. No. It sells more than Zelda, but it don't sell as much as Mario for some reason.
Yeah, I would say that. Last, like I said, the last point. I just, as a black person, I hope it does well, but as
It's probably
like
not. It's probably gonna do
it's not.
okay.
It's
It's
not.
probably gonna do passable because most of those Disney movies do okay, except for Ant-Man. That didn't do that did like probably the worst out of most Disney movies.
That's sad. That's sad. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Not really.
Well, no, that's it. Like I said, the black side of me wants to do it well, but I know it's not. So I just wanted to do decent. And like I don't think this is gonna hurt Halle Bailey, but I just like I said, all that there was a lot of subtle racism in a lot of those woke, and it just like I just like it's one of those things where I want it to be defined now. Like, all right, what we need to define woke so we can see what it is, and then how we can like so like we don't call everything woke
Woke,
because I feel
woke,
like
woke actually means what Andrew Tate talks like he's woke. You know how I keep on saying the Matrix, you need to wake up and you need to make
yeah,
your own money and stop being a drone for, the corporate world and all that shit.
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's more
You see the video that Sergeant
that's more
you see the
of
video Sergeant Willie featured?
yeah, it is.
Uh,
Yeah, that's more what being woke is. That's more of a woke attitude. What they trying to do, they're trying to pretty much I guess change the social norms of society, I guess, which is not waking people up to how they're getting fucked, I guess, by the system, because that's what woke is.
I would say that.
That's exactly what it is. Like you
Uh,
woke, you sleeping because you're not
yeah,
seeing what's going on, so you sleep. But if you woke, you see what's going on. So yeah, that probably. But I mean,
right.
I would say people who don't see that there is definitely a system going on in the entertainment industry to push these narratives is sleeping if they don't see that by now because it's very apparent.
That's
It's
fact.
All
very
right.
self-evident.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh, we about to get into our final thoughts, and um, B, I'm gonna start with you.
Final thoughts is
I just before you do, I just realized we just went at least some time without it cutting off on us. So usually it cut off on us by now. But go ahead, B.
final thought is in regards to understanding your self worth, your value. It doesn't matter what you do if you and your partner are not meant for each other, it's just not gonna work out. And men or women, do not pretend to be someone else because it is hard maintaining a fake personality.
A personae.
hmm And that's my final thought.
All right. Shining Wolf is on you.
I don't really have any final words, really. No final words for me. Don't have any.
I know this is kind of old, but I did, and I kind of talked about this a little bit, but it like I understand like even though I said I want this work to die, high value man to die, I saw this whole interview with Rollo Tomasi where he was giving these 6 steps of or whatever the steps it was to be a high value man, and one of them was to get a vasectomy,
You
and
said if you want to be a
like he
high
got dragged.
value man fast,
Yeah, high value man fast, but even then, it's just like I know I disagree with the vasectomy thing because it's just like why do you instead of just getting a vasectomy just have dick discipline? It's just
why
like
don't you practice some self control? But some people don't have self
yeah,
control.
practice.
That's like saying that about liquor and you around liquor. Fuck you a bartender and you around liquor all the time, but you got alcohol problem. Like yeah, it's easy to say have self control, but do you think he's actually gonna have self control? Probably not. More than likely not. I would bet money that he wouldn't,
I,
versus betting
yeah,
money that he would, because I want to lose my money. Because if you got a problem, you got a problem. People are creatures of habit. We build bad habits, and they hard to break. And you can't be around the shit
uh, God,
if you're gonna break the
you
habit. In most cases, most people
yeah, you're right about that. But sometimes your best bet is to take yourself out of that
out
environment
of situation.
and out of situation because which is I feel like that's where if that that's kind of like what I'm saying. If you know that you're not gonna sustain yourself in that environment, you got to take yourself out of there.
But
Which is like I said, I
even
don't think,
still,
but
this one friend I know that I know that you know that I think he should have
yeah,
got a vasectomy a minute ago because he got too many fucking
I
kids and he broke. And it just fucked up his quality of life. He don't even go out no more.
maybe so. I just don't believe. It's just like I don't know. I just rather you go with the dick discipline route than the vasectomy route because if
But yeah,
like because
it's not
telling
something
you
I would recommend to somebody unless they was already making bad decisions to begin with. Unless they had already made the bad decision a few times already.
yeah,
Like his friend I
I
was
don't.
telling you about, I would recommend it
Uh
to him. Like
huh.
you definitely should do that. You don't need no more.
Oh, definitely. But anyway, the point I was trying, I guess the point I was trying to get to is because when they asked him what was a high value man, and he didn't fucking have a definition,
Mhm.
and you can't do shit like that. Like
Mm.
I feel like if especially if you're the godfather of the red pill, you can't be doing shit like that.
Nah, nah.
So
I wouldn't be saying it.
I
I
think
think that I don't think he should have put that out there for sure. In general,
yeah, he should have put that out there, and because the way he backtracked, it was really terrible.
a
So
little cringy.
yeah,
And
very
then he
cringy.
got, and then
So
he got. He got backed into a corner by that blue haired dude.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on 1 second. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I was trying to say, I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, or if red pill is gonna be something that survive, it has to be like a social club, and you need to put rules in there that people will abide by and follow. And if they don't, they don't need to be in there. And just because you can't be saying like things to be open ended, because anybody will throw their definition in there, and it's gonna mess up your whole movement. So I feel like if you're gonna start a movement, and well, don't even call it a movement, call it a social club. If you're gonna start something, make it like a social club. Get a bunch of people to agree on a bunch of rules, and then like hold those rules up, and then you know have everybody abide by those rules. That way, it's more honorable, and people will respect it more, and you won't do like Rolo Tomasi did. So shit.
Mm, people,
That's
people been, people been sketchy of red pill in general, not just because of what he said, mostly because they be overgeneralizing their experience of fucking around with fucking borderline hookers and shit. Like that's all women and shit, and all people out here is looking for like above 6 figure dude and all that stuff. I mean, like that is a thing, but that's not what most people's like. That's not what most people got to deal with out here in real life. There's people out here. Hello.
Exactly.
Hello?
I'm
Oh, you
listening.
already knew what I was gonna say.
I'm listening.
My headphones made a weird noise. I thought y'all hung up or something. But yeah, most people. There's a lot of people out here in relationships, even though they like to pretend like, oh well, most men don't get in relationships, and a lot of people don't get in relationships. Like, I see a lot of people in relationships, and they ain't rich. The dude ain't rich. Both of them are working. She ain't expecting him to turn her into no housewife at any point. That's not really a thing that's going on. Are there women that think like that? Sure there are, yeah, but I don't think that that's most. I don't think that's most of the population of women. I think that most women just want the dude to be able to support himself. I don't think most women expect dudes to be balling out of
I also don't think they want to be cheated on, even if he does make 6 figures and consider a high value man. I know a lot of them don't want to be cheated on either. So
Yeah, and a lot of those girls that come on those shows are bimbos. So they be getting bimbos from a club in Miami somewhere and pretending like this is majority women. They say, "Well, if you want real hot women," I was like, "Yeah, but most guys, they got a study that actually came out that said that most guys do not want chicks that are like super hot because they already assume that that's a headache.
sounds like they did some problems.
Yeah, they already assume that's a headache, and or they're intimidated." And the reason they're intimidated because they think that she's gonna be bougie, and a lot of times they not. Sometimes, yeah,
Have you ever
sometimes
been
they're not.
intimidated?
Me?
Yeah. Have you ever
Oh
been
yeah,
intimidated?
yeah, 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 yeah. I was intimidated.
I've never been intimidated by a woman.
Yeah, yeah, I was intimidated. She came up to me, touched my face. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't expecting that shit, so I did the whole
I've never.
hip this, and no, I ain't do that. But I wasn't my best. I wasn't my best game. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. But damn it, was she fine though?
I've never been intimidated by a woman. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's times where I've been like, I don't feel like myself, but I've never been like intimidated by a woman to the fact that I've never been thrown off my game. So so anytime where, and this is just me because it probably is true. I just don't see it, nor do I believe it. When women say that men are intimidated by them, it's just like I don't. It's just like I don't see nothing in you that's intimidating.
Well, they do a risk and cost analysis on a lot of women, and some of the things that some women do is risky, and you won't put yourself in that risk. I mean, you can be a dumbass and just jump into shit, but a lot of men don't want to do that, and they risk. They take a cost risk analysis and decide from there if they want to deal with that type of shit or not. Like, say for example, you date a lawyer, right? Hello.
Uh,
If you gonna date a
I can
lawyer,
hear
you want
you.
to, huh? Oh, you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is
If you
that a
want to date a
lawyer?
lawyer, if you want to date a lawyer, you probably shouldn't be working at McDonald's or Walmart. You should should be a situation that you shouldn't want to put yourself in because it's prob more than likely it might be some situations where that might work out. I don't see how, but there might be some situations where that might work out. But I wouldn't want to put myself in that situation. That'd be foolish.
I don't know. Maybe it's because like
Like when she said she wasn't going to date a bus driver, I mean, I was not surprised at all. It's like she's a lawyer. I don't know how much money she make, but she probably make a lot of money. Women, generally speaking, are hypergamous, especially ones that's on TV. I mean, I don't see why anybody would be surprised that she said that.
that part, yeah, the preference part didn't bother me. It was just like, but at the same time, it's just like you. It's I guess because I feel like I look more of the character, and I feel like your occupation, your job shouldn't be part of your character. That's
Yeah,
just your
you
job.
feel you. I understand that you feel that way, and that's like the ideal world, but that ain't really the world that we live in.
I realize that because like when people say, "Oh, it's like you're dating a bus driver," instead of like she wants you to come up to her as like you're a doctor, she's a doctor, so it's
Right,
just like,
right.
oh, we introduce you to he's a doctor,
Yeah,
not
and
like
yeah,
he's a
yeah,
medical doctor or something like
and it
that.
won't be just her that's judging you. It'll be her friends and her parents that will be judging you as well if you don't add up. And they'll make it difficult. They'll make it difficult. Shit.
Mm.
I had a situation one time where I was making like 15 or something at the time. I was working somewhere. And the girl's parent, and another girl's parent, but the girl's friends was like, "Oh, why you dating him?" And they just made everything difficult. And she didn't even have a job at the time. That was the crazy thing. I was like, "Okay, she worked more than me, but she not even working.
That's crazy.
She wasn't even
That
working." And they was like, "Oh, you too good for him. Why you doing that? Why you doing this?" So I mean, like all that. That's what Coach Greg Allen called the hope strategy. It sounds like a good idea, but that's just not how things work a lot of times. Sometimes, yeah, but some people want to put themselves in the best situation they can
I get it.
beforehand,
Yeah.
and not just put themselves in risky situations and hope for the best.
I understand that. It's just I don't know. Like some of the values I feel like we kind of uphold is whack to me. But I feel like, but I do understand biology, and I do think women are hypergamous by nature, and like that's their preference. By God, let them have that. That part don't bother me, but it's just like I know this is like just it's like just because you're rich doesn't make you better. That's the way I look at it. It's like just because she make
Yeah,
more money.
yeah, that's true. They don't make you happier either necessarily.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. But It end up like Anthony Bourdain or some shit. Got made God rest his soul. But that's that's all the time we have. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on once again. I'd like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we are signing out. Peace.
Bye.
Toodles.